here from 1036. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a requested video, as well as it actually has been on my list to do a video about. It is about Monarch Gear. And it is actually really important to have multiple presets for the appropriate situations. So I wanted to just go through the presets that I have. Let's go look at them. Are mounted, ranged, ground, siege. Then I have small keeps, big keeps, defense. I created one for Undead specifically, and I'll go through every single one so that you understand why. Keep looting, Monster Gear. This is for my mounted march. Then I have a T1 archer preset, and then archer, monster, and ground monster. So most of them are PvP, of course, and PvP should be higher up so that you can switch those quickly during battlefield, during SVS, whenever you need it. The others can be a little further down because you don't have that pressure needing to switch those. So first of all, I want to point out is look on this eye icon once in a while and see if your preset is up to date, because you are upgrading your individual gears every now and again, and then you may not update your preset. So as you can see here, my mounted PvP preset is not up to date. So, and I have a few of them. The ranged, that's not up to date. Ground is not up to date, so I'm way behind. Siege is not up to date, so definitely need to update those. And I updated a few of them already, but I wanted to save these few ones to just show you guys that you need to keep an eye on them, that, you know, when you upgrade a gear, to make sure that they're stay updated. So it is the mountain line ring that is needing changed. So let's equip this real quick. Go in the ring. So when one of the gears is out of date, it does not even equip the lower gear. So the ring is right here. Mountain line ring. So when attacking enemy ground troop defense, I wanted to use that. And then you need to make sure you save it. So it is in the mounted, edit, and save. So now when you go out, go back in, and you look, this will be up to date, right? Or ranged would be the Thunderline ring. I don't have to go through all of them, update them. But let's go through the gear and help you understand why which one is chosen for every single one. Since we're on the mounted, that is PvP. If you don't have the premium gear, go for the appropriate main gear. The difference between these two is, yes, of course, you're getting more % out of it. However, always keep in mind that the premium gear is marching only, so it is not universal. So if I choose the mounted plain gear, then it is mounted troop attack. It's way less, it's 60%. Totally get it, this is 86%. But this is universal. This is always active during attack and defense, reinforcing, and you know, it's universal. And then you also get flat refines out of it. So this is really nice for, you know, to use in your defense. When you have a T1 mounted shield, for example, you get a flat refine out of it too. But my gear, PvP gear, I make mine pretty aggressive, so it is the premium gear, it is the marching. And I'm getting better and better at switching my gear around during battlefield and, you know, for the occasion needed. So, let's see, we have mounted troop attack, makes sense. Mounted troop HP, makes sense. Mounted troop defense, makes sense. So these three are the attack, defense, and HP. And then the other three are, and that is true for, of course, for all the other ones too, for the ranged, ground, and siege. So these are pretty similar. Then for the next one, if you don't have the premium gear, for PvP, I would recommend using March Speed. That way you use less March speed ups. The other one that you could do is March Size. However, it is not a whole lot, right? I mean, it might make a difference, may not make a difference. So, like these two, I would, you know, decide between. If you use this one, you just use less March speed ups when you speed into rallies or speed a march to do a solo attack or any of those. Then, oh, what did I choose? I have for my mounted PvP, so I want to debuff because the other three, these three are debuffs in the premium gear. So I want to debuff the troop type that is weak against that particular march, right? So this is for my mounted march, and ground is weak against mounted, so I want to make them weaker for a better battle outcome. So when I attack with mounted, I want to buff my mounted attack, defense, HP, and then I want to debuff ground. So when attacking, enemy ground troop HP is debuffed. When attacking, enemy ground troop defense is debuffed, and then when attacking, enemy ranged troop attack is debuffed. So why did I not choose ground is because my mounted is weak against ranged. So I wanted to make sure that their ranged from their main keep is not strong against my mounted. So I want to debuff their ranged attack. That is why I chose this. And just to go to the other one, this one, what was it? Ranged, my ranged set. So ranged is vulnerable against ground, so I need to debuff the enemy ground troop attack for my ranged to survive a little better. And then these are the attack, defense, HP for ranged, right? Don't need to go through that. For this one, same as the other one, I want to debuff the enemy troops that are weak against what I am sending. So I'm sending ranged, and mounted is weak against ranged, so I want to make them even weaker, and that's why I chose HP and defense. Oh, what is happening here? When attacking enemy ground troop defense. Nope, that should be mounted. Why? There you go. Let's fix this real quick. Okay, so ranged, and then for ground. I hope you get my point. That, you know, for the 4 main troop types, you have. Why is this ranged? Okay, I will have to fix that. Of course. I think this is when it wasn't. Oh, this is one that is not up to date? Question mark. Oh yeah. So some of it is not up to date. That's why. But I think you get the point. So how about I don't go over ground and siege, and you do it for yourself. and think about what you are debuffing and what you want to buff and all that stuff. So kind of a little lesson here. Let's do this one again. Just if you don't have the premium gear, let's go to the other one. If you don't have the premium gear, the other ones is not really anything that you can choose for PvP in particular. So you can just choose one of the top ones to just get a little bit more resources from your main city, I guess. Because this is PvP, you're not gathering, then that second row kind of is moot. Then go for the first row and just have your city produce a little bit more of your desired resource. For this one, I went over is the march speed or the march size. Then this one, yeah, same. You don't really have anything good to choose from if you don't have the premium gear that is PvP oriented. If you are in Battlefield, though, I would choose the crown so that you decrease the healing speed needed when you are in Battlefield. So I mean, I guess that makes the most sense. The rest really doesn't make sense. Then let's skip around in Siege, because I know that these are outdated and you can do them on your own. Then the other ones that I have are Small Keep and Big Keep. And these are when I enter Battlefield. And I don't know what my opponent is going to be like. And these are a little more universal. I don't, especially in the beginning, when things are a little more hectic, I don't have the time to switch between my individual presets right here. So I have two presets that I use depending on what keep we're attacking. So this one is small keeps. Let's equip it. And it is, I made sure that this is up to date. There you go. And let's go through why I chose what I chose. For the attack, defense, HP, I chose the universal, but it's attacking. And it is because we're rallying, we're attacking the enemy keep. So it is universal, it is for all troop types. That being said, you know, oftentimes you set multiple rallies. You set siege, archer, mounted, and ground. If you have all 4 rallies up, this ensures that all of your marches do some damage. And you probably have noticed that the overall percent is less, but it is effective for all troop types, right? And then this one is 61, and if it's individual, it's 86. So if it is just for one troop type, yes, you're getting more out of it, but that is only when you know what troop you're sending. This is for the beginning of Battlefield. Things are more hectic. I make sure that I have all troops covered for attack, HP, and defense. And then for the debuffs, I have a differentiation between my small keep and big keep. For my small keep, when I attack, what I want to debuff is the enemy ground and mounted troops. Defense, and I'm saying defense because ground and mounted have a good defense and I want to make them weaker. The other option that we have is, I mean, I could do all troop types. Yes, I could, but that's why I have a small keep and a big keep preset. The other one is ranged in sieges. And if it is a smaller keep, if it's a trap keep, they don't have the sieges. Would be good for ranged, but then also ranged is not good in their defense. So I did not select this because of ranged don't have a good defense regardless, and mounted and ground certainly do. Then for the next one, same for, oh, that was HP, was it? Well, HP and defense I have for ground and mounted. These two are to debuff ground and mounted. And then for the attack, I want to debuff their ranged. If you have experienced attacking a trap keep, you know that they are ranged heavy, also ground heavy. So it could be, I could go either with ground attack or the ranged attack, but I have already debuffed the ground HP and defense, so I'm going to debuff the ranged attack because most often ranged attack is buffed, so I want to make sure I can debuff those. So that is when I'm attacking a small keep. When I am attacking a bigger keep where I need to send sieges first, I have the Ares attack, defense, and HP, so it is for all troop types. HP and defense, and then the difference is in the debuff. So looking at the debuff, I want to debuff the rage troop and siege troop HP, because you're starting out with sieging a bigger keep first, right? You're starting with a siege rallies. Sometimes you need 1, 2, 3, 4. You need multiple siege rallies because keeps are getting bigger and bigger, especially the bigger keeps. They have these thicker siege layers, so you need to debuff sieges for sure. And same with the defense. And then for the attack, I have siege and range troop attack debuff, and I chose sieges and ranges because a bigger keep has lots of siege, as I just explained, and their attack is also buffed. As if you remember, for my small keep, I only had the enemy archer there. I only had the enemy range troop attack debuff, and for the big keep, I want ranges and sieges. So that's the thought process behind these two a little more universal presets, I guess, for small and big keep. I could also create one that is purely Ares, that is here, that has the Ares ring to just debuff all of the troop types. I could create one of those too, but so far I haven't. Let's say I have plenty of presets, right? And a lot of times also at that point, it might be slow enough for me to actually switch around to the specific preset up here. And yeah, so this is mainly for the beginning of Battlefield. Next one is defense, is when the, let's say, Battlefield opponent is pretty aggressive and I need to go defense. For defense, it is really important to use one of the plain gears because those are universal. Remember, they are active in offense and defense. And this is my defensive set, so I cannot use one of these. I cannot use the Ares dagger because it is for attacking troops. It is only for when I'm marching. Let's see. So this is for all troops attacks. Then that is the same for, so attack, HP, and defense. I am using the plain gear because of their universal attributes. Then for the other three pieces, there's not a good thing for you to choose. If you just imagine, you're playing defense, you're just sitting there and let rallies come to you, or you're helping defend somebody else's keep, you're reinforcing. There's not really a whole lot you can choose. If you look at the horns, you could do the march size or march speed. If you are sending out if you're sending out a march, you have that march speed at least. Otherwise, there's nothing really to choose from. March size, if you're sending out a march, you have a little bit more of that. But if you are sending out a march, you can also, and you have premium gear, you can also make use of the premium gear then and make your attacking march just a little bit more effective. And I mean, at this point, do you have a good march to send out? You could use the Ares, or you could also go with just the archer because that's the main one. But a lot of times when the opponent is much more aggressive and you're playing defense, but occasionally you do send out a rally or a march, and that means they're bigger. The opponent is bigger, so you're probably sending out a siege rally, and then I have my sieges, their siege is debuffed, and same for archers. So you send out probably archers to, no, this is a debuff, so never mind. You're debuffing the enemy, you're debuffing their sieges and their ranges. So when you are setting these siege rallies, that means their sieges and ranges are a little more vulnerable. That was kind of my thought process, but that, you know, you can choose whatever you think works better. There's no particular science behind it. This is just my thought process. And then the same for defense, and then for the attack as enemy range troop attack. I probably could choose the ranged and siege attack as well. So, like I said, with the other three, there's not a big science behind it. Then that is defense. Honestly, the most important piece about the defense set is make sure you have the universal attributes from the plain gear. Next one, Undead. If your alliance is doing Undead and they like getting good scores and you like getting high scores as well, this is an easy set to create, and you have probably tons of slots available. I mean, I have a few and I still can create more, so why not create an Undead set? What should you use for that though? I reinforce my alliance members with sieges, so since this is universal, this also applies to my reinforcing marches. So I have chosen Siege Machine Attack, Siege Machine HP, and Siege Machine Defense. Then I still have sieges at home, and then they will also help defend my own keep. If you don't use siege, you use all troop types, you have like a mixed march, then I would absolutely go with the Ares for attack, HP, and defense. Then the other three is not really a whole lot you can pick from. For Undead, I have chosen March Speed mainly with a thought behind that sometimes I reinforce a keep that is not sitting in our hive, and I need to get my march to their keep out on the map somewhere, and I need to use less march speed, or I just let them go there naturally, and it is just tiny bit faster. The other one, oh, is this not updated? I guess it's not. So Undead, I would choose one of the productions, whichever you prefer, whichever resource you need the most at the moment, and then have your city just produce resources a little bit faster for at least the time being of Undead. The other one, if you need to send your troops to the Alliance Mine, your sieges to the Alliance Mine, or to a resource field, of course you can choose one of these. And you can choose to your liking. Next one is crowns, and I would highly recommend using the research crown if your alliance is active during Undead and you have research to do all the little research that you can get done with the help from your alliance. Have them hit the help button for you and complete more research. And if your alliance just doesn't, the other one I would choose is the healing speed if you need to heal troops in order to get some troops back. So these are the two ones I would choose. I don't need to heal during Undead, so I of course have the research speed up, even though I don't have a whole lot of research left that can be completed in the amount of time, so, but I don't have anything else to choose from. That is for Undead. Then keep looting. When would you choose this? So you either play SVS, you have zeroed a keep and they have tons of resources in there. Of course you want to loot their keep. I mean, you're not going to let it sitting around and have somebody else take the resources. You're the one who emptied out the troops, so might as well make use of an empty keep and the resources, and you know that they will be looted regardless. So that's just part of every SVS. If somebody is just not careful enough having the bubble up, then that is on them. So yeah, that's just part of SVS. Then how do you loot a keep? You use either sieges or ground, and my looting march is set for siege. So I'm using marching siege attack just to help my sieges be a little bit stronger, just in case some troops kind of reappear. Marching siege and HP, marching siege HP and defense. So it just makes that looting march a little bit stronger. Also, if there are traps in there, then you have less troops that die during the looting attacks. The other three pieces, of course, you want the all troops load. What does this do for you? So that means that your troops have a larger load, can carry more resources back home to your keep. So when you attack a keep, the troop load is what you are looking to increase. So that is the only one that you should be choosing for a looting march. Then this one is you choose whichever production you want to do. If you're looting, you're not gathering, then I would choose a production crystal. For this one, there's not really anything to choose from the crowns. So what I did is, when attacking, enemy troops attack will decrease, and that's only, you know, in the event that some troops reappear, and yeah, because really there's nothing else for me to choose. That is the looting preset. Monster gear, that is the one that I equip when I do monster rallies or hunt monsters in general. Oops. My mounted monster preset, and this is marching mounted troop attack, defense, and HP. Monster march speed, and this one there's not really anything from these to choose, so you just choose one of the crystals. If you're hunting monsters, you're not really gathering, and if you're gathering, you can switch that just for the time being and then go back to a production. And for this one, you also, you know, can choose one of the crowns, and there's not really a particular one to choose from. But yeah, so it's for mounted, attack, defense, HP. Then because Evony came out with the pans, I have an archer and a ground monster march, so self-explanatory. It is marching range troop attack, defense, and HP. And then the same with the crowns that I was explaining earlier. So march speed to monsters is the one that you want, of course, to get your marches back faster. And Then same with ground. I don't think I need to go into that. There's one little outlier that I have created. That is for a T1 Archer PvP march. That is really just more for fun play. If you buff a T1 PvP march well, you can have lots of fun with trap keeps. If during SVS, if no one in your alliance is online, and you have the appropriate generals, and yeah, you can actually get some tiny points off of them and get a trap keep startled. So that's another topic, I guess. All right, so the point behind a T1 Archer PvP March is to buff your little archers, your T1 archers, and debuff the enemy specific troops, kind of, right? So looking at this, I've chosen the plain gear because it does have flat refines, and if you are sending T1 archers, you want to get the flat buff from it. That will help be your T1 archers a little bigger than the percent, right? So that's why I chose it, because of the flat refines. Same with defense and HP. I chose the flats right here. Then for the debuffs, if you do have the premium gear, then when I'm attacking, I want the enemy mounted troops HP to be weakened so that my tiny little archers can do a little bit of damage. Same with defense. And then for attack, because my archers are weak against the ground, I want to debuff the enemy ground attack. And if it is a well-built trap keep, then they have upper tier ground anyways, and they will hurt my little archers. And yeah, that was kind of the thought process behind that. This is really just for some fun play. If nobody else is around during SVS and you have trap keeps that are really just sitting there wanting to get attacked, but you're smart enough to not send a big march, then you can just, send a small T1 Archer PvP march. Alright, and I think this about covered everything, because these are the last ones that I kind of already went over. I have some PvP presets and non-PvP presets. Hopefully that made sense and helped you understand the Monarch Gear a little better. Create some presets yourself. If you have ideas for other presets to create, yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to create more. I have room to grow. And I will see you guys in the next round. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Share it with your alliance. It does help me, and hopefully it actually does help you too, learning from my channel. So I will keep creating content and hopefully help everybody grow.